Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to order tonight.
Is this like right in the face?
Hang on. Just listen.
All right.
I bring to order tonight the case that has been widely disputed for a long time.
Fucking Christ.
We have the defendant
The king of extreme, Phil K.O.E. In fact, hang on. I'm not quite.
and the prosecutor, and we are doing this. We are going to decide tonight, is Jack Daniels bourbon.
Shit.
We're going to hear.
Can you hand me a bottle of Jack Daniels?
We're going to hear from
regular. No, you can't? Oh, okay.
the defendant who's been accused
of defrauding the good name of bourbon, Your Honor. Now,
Exactly.
Now, Lynn, you are literally right in the way the camera shot. Could you come over here to right here? Yeah. So, but Your Honor, now Chicken, for the duration of this case, is now the interim justice. The interim.
I'm the
Chief
Supreme
Justice
Chief Justice. You
of
two,
the Court of Extreme.
you two will have the opportunity through tonight's case
And these.
to present your arguments. Forgive me, Phil.
Yes, you are the Supreme Court of Justice.
The judge is speaking. Okay.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
You should have a wig.
Speak.
Yes.
Binary bitch.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Anyway,
Chips or
I'm a
chickens.
side with you.
so tonight we,
Sorry, Helen Keller.
us here, Brendan,
Yes, sir.
Lynn,
Yes.
Jeremy,
Witness.
I object, Your Honor.
Hearsay.
Plead
You're
the
one of the
fifth.
judges.
I plead the
Shit,
fifth.
sorry. Sorry.
again, start over.
Sorry.
My dog stepped on a bee.
Hearsay.
I'm sure you got a pee.
Hearsay.
All right. Anyway, tonight the judgment will be, is Jack Daniels bourbon.
Objection.
One
Hearsay.
Stop, shut up.
High five.
You can't do that yet.
We gotta state your case.
Tony and Phil will state their case.
I didn't know Phil was gonna, bring
Shut
people
up.
from the
That's
East
not,
Coast
no,
to
shut up.
Back up his
Shut
case.
up. I will dismiss this case before you even have a chance to argue.
Well, you and your Joe Biden hat.
Dude, I'm not.
Oh.
Are you challenging me to just declare it?
I need 20 spots.
I mean, if you want to bastardize it right out of the gate, that's your choice.
He's
Do you want a chance to win your argument, sir?
Oh, I already know how you're gonna favor because you want to fuck Phil in the ass, but it is what it is.
I love you too.
I love you.
Okay, so we will have the debate
That's what
and
just
the
makes me
argument.
make you jealous.
Hey, can I be the arbiter?
There's no arbiters here.
I wanna be the arbiter.
There's no arbiters here. This is going to be way more difficult than I thought it was going to be.
It's just
All right,
judges.
these two make their case. We make the judgment. We get to ask questions momentarily throughout the whole process, okay?
Okay.
Everybody understand? So we're going to give each of them like a couple minutes apiece. If you guys got questions about their arguments about whether Jack Daniels is actually bourbon or not, you get to interject. But Tony has to prove to us that it is,
Burden of proof.
but Phil has to prove to us that it's not.
Yes. This is.
This argument will be solved tonight, folks.
Here we go.
Tonight.
As we play a round of poker
Those are
for
your
fun.
chips, chicken.
Okay.
Those are.
As I observe this
Poker game.
and like bring in every now and then.
And yes, the other participants at this table are the judges.
So as I put Phil as the defendant,
So that's yours. That's yours, Germs.
Yeah,
Sorry.
there you go.
Thank you.
There you
No,
go.
it's good.
where's my card? Oh,
This
over
game
here. Okay.
fucking
Yep.
very,
But
very.
hey, this is the way it is, folks.
Since Phil is the defendant, Tony gets to start with his opening argument
Oh shit!
whenever he may choose to do so.
I love these videos where Tony just gets completely fucking ambushed and has nothing prepared. But
Put the microphone like in front of your
good.
face.
Suck it off.
in
Yeah.
your mouth.
Hey, take
Got
it.
his cowboy hat on.
Yeah, look,
Like,
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
he
look
knows
as
what
sexy
he's
as I
doing.
can. All right, so we're starting out playing poker. That's fine. Let me look at my cards real quick. Oh, that's disappointing as fuck.
Are we
Okay.
playing Texas?
You should really hold that in.
Yeah, you
Yeah, we're
don't
playing Texas
tell
Hold'em.
everybody what-
Sorry.
You should hold it
The
there.
whole thing about the poker thing is tell
you're
everybody what you got.
small blind. I'm big blind.
We're
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
nope.
dealer, small, big
You're
blind.
small blind.
Alright.
Opening statements. That's what you want, right? All right.
Opening.
So where am I looking? I'm looking over here, right?
There's your
And
camera.
can you see a preview? I want to make sure they can get a clear-cut shot of me because this is going to be completely loaded against.
It's not going to be an Amber Heard statement in any way,
Look,
shape,
I
or form.
understand how this is going to go.
Nobody's shit in the bed.
Look, I understand how this is going to go. Like, the deck's going to be stacked against me because
Is it?
I already know how this is. Like, this is what Phil K.O.E. does, folks. We know how this is. Like, he's basically a Democrat when it comes to these things. He's going to send in mail-in ballots in the middle of the night. He's going to stack the deck against his opponent. He's going to cry
Objection.
foul.
Hearsay,
I'm giving my
argument.
opening statement.
Overruled.
I would appreciate-
Overruled. Stop.
I would
Sir,
appreciate
I
silence.
already overruled the statement. If you want to continue your
I
statement,
was
you
already
will listen to
talking.
the judgment.
I was already talking.
It was overruled.
All right. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Should
Thank
be.
you, Phil, for being respectful.
Yeah.
Don't get used to it.
That is so true. I'm not a biased judge at all.
Not at all. There's no preconceived notions at all up in this bitch. Jury of your peers.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tony, what's good about abortion? Oh, no.
No. That's in a few weeks.
Look.
Let's not bring my co-anchor.
If we're going to talk about abortions, really, let's just log on to Jack Daniels' website right now and see where they stand on that. And that'll pretty much determine this. And that is what it is.
To bourbon this?
How is Tennessee whiskey / Jack Daniels actually bourbon?
Your Honor, look, it's quite simple.
Plead the fifth.
Plead the fifth? Plead the fifth? Does this motherfucker really just say plead the fifth? Please. Look, there are...
Might be your best option.
Is that right, Phil? Really? Well, I mean, if you want to stack the deck against me, that's fine. If you want to win a dishonest trial, that's your thing, and I would totally not
This
put
is
it
an
past
honest
you.
legal trial. Jury and
Objection.
peers.
Objection.
Hearsay.
Hearsay.
There's 5 beds in this house.
Sustained.
All right?
Sustained. Go ahead.
There's 5 beds in this house, and I assume they're all white sheets. And if you want to start waving them now, you can, but I know you won't because you tried to stack the deck against
Nobody's
me.
objecting to that.
So listen. Look,
Someone
how
stayed
is
up all
Jack
night
Daniels bourbon?
Jack
Anywho.
Daniels and
Plaintiff, remove this man.
Look, Your Honor, what is the... If you could, please,
Yeah,
in your
he's gotta
prestige,
check, but-
give me exactly the verbatim title of this case.
We got Google.
What specifically is in question here? Is Jack Daniels bourbon?
The definition of bourbon
It's a whiskey.
and if Jack Daniels meets it.
Fine. So, what is minimum requirements of bourbon?
So
Your Honor.
Who dealt?
I did.
Your Honor, it's pretty clear. It's plain to see. You're the only one for me. But products aged for as little as 3 months are sold as bourbon. Period. The exception,
Can you repeat that?
products aged, Your Honor, for as little as 3 months are sold as bourbon. Period. The exception is straight bourbon, comma,
Do they have to be in special casks?
well, I'm getting there. Which has
Okay,
a minimum
okay.
aging requirement
Continue,
of
sir, please.
count it, 2 years. In addition, any bourbon aged less than 4 years must include an age statement on its label.
So if it doesn't have an age statement between 2 and 4 years, so does the 4-year mark exclude anything post 4 years
I'm
from being
going-
a bourbon?
To further my definition, to further the proper definition,
Sir, please answer my question. Anything post 4 years, according to that definition, is that still a bourbon?
well, bourbon is a type of American whiskey, let's be clear. American whiskey, not just
Sure.
Kentucky whiskey.
Please
as
answer-
some people would believe.
Sir, please answer my question.
Barrel-aged distilled liquor made primarily from corn. The name derives from the French Bourbon dynasty, although the precise inspiration is uncertain. Contenders include Bourbon County in Kentucky. Yes, Kentucky is the heavy hitter, and Bourbon Street in New Orleans. Both of
So
which
you still have
are-
not answered my question, sir.
Bourbon has been distilled since the 18th
You made-
century.
Sir,
Do
you
want
made
the
a
honest
statement.
Answer, or do you just want to ridicule me?
Excuse me, sir, but you made a statement that said bourbon has a definition of being between 2 and 4 years and nothing more than 4 years.
Object. What's the definition of bourbon?
Your Honor,
That's
may
what
I-
I'm asking
Your Honor,
for, and you can't object to the fucking goddamn judges asking of a question.
No, you're doing
Your Honor,
God's
may I-
work here.
may I
You're doing
please, sir?
God's work.
I love how this poker game.
Without objection,
May I?
without objection.
I will respond.
Okay, Your Honor. The legal definition of bourbon is very simple. There are 5 metrics that must be met. The first, it must be made in the United States, contrary to popular belief. It doesn't have to be made in Kentucky, although 95% of the world
Objection.
supply. I am not finished, sir.
Objection.
I have not even finished.
Sorry.
Objection.
I have not even finished one sentence. Your
What's
Honor.
the objection? What's the objection?
Produced in the United States and
No.
territories.
What's the basis of your objection?
He's not accurate
Hearsay.
You haven't even let me finish one sentence.
because you've already been wrong.
No.
You'll get
Doesn't have
you'll
to be-
get it.
Okay,
Okay,
no,
wait.
no.
Stop.
What was wrong in this
Stop.
sentence? It must be made in the
Hey,
United States.
sir, I will hold you in contempt. You do not argue in my courtroom. You will have a chance to respond. You, sir, go ahead. Explain
Okay.
your definition.
It must be made in the United States. Contrary to popular belief, it doesn't have to be made in Kentucky. 100% factual. Although 95% of the world supply is. 2, aging must take place in new, charred oak barrels. 3, the mash must be at least 51% corn. The whiskey cannot enter the barrel higher at 125 proof, cannot enter the bottle at proof less than 80. And number 5, the big one, nothing can be added but water, and only to lessen the proof when necessary. Other whiskeys can add color and flavor, not bourbon. It must be au naturel. And that is why Jack Daniels is not bourbon, because they add flavoring through their charcoal filtration process.
Sir, quick point of reference. What was that from?
This is from CNBC Business.
Okay.
Alcohol's not a flavoring. Object.
Yeah, like we're not gonna put the cart before the horse,
Real quick. Now you get a chance to.
Oh, do you check him?
Yeah, I checked. Look, frankly, I understand his passion. I understand his eagerness to like just put the cart before the horse. But really, the definition specifically says produced in the United States and territories, which does include Puerto Rico and the District of Columbia. So
I said the United
bringing
States.
up
Checker bet.
bringing up the fact that not Kentucky like people believe, like that really just adds to my argument. So I don't even know why he's bringing it up. But that thanks for
I did mention the United States.
Thank you for strengthening
Thank you
my
for bolstering
argument.
my argument again.
But
Thank
you did not include Puerto Rico.
So now, Your Honor,
you disregarded that
Your
completely.
Honor, if I may.
Yes.
Please.
My second opening argument is I enter into evidence any bottle of Jack Daniels Tennessee whiskey available anywhere in God's green earth. And I defy anybody to find anywhere on this bottle, their own bottle that they put out, where it says bourbon. You might be able to find some historian, you might be able to find some nerd, you might be able to find some wonk that says, oh, it's totally bourbon, but they don't. I am showing to all the judges, is there anywhere where you can see the word bourbon?
Before you show that to the
upon
jury, let the judge have
Your
a view
Honor.
at this. Any objection from the plaintiff?
What's the objection?
What's your objection?
A label of Jack Daniels Tennessee whiskey that says bourbon.
My client has a proof of photo.
Well, can you prove whether the Lincoln County
the
process? Objection, Your Honor. Objection. Can there be proof of a Lincoln County process being applied to this particular product?
Does it also
Why
say,
does this have Chinese lettering?
does it also say Tennessee whiskey on this bottle? Oh, it does. So to be Tennessee whiskey, it must have the Lincoln County
Objection,
process.
Your Honor.
So
Yeah.
Where
Tennessee
is the
whiskey
proof of Lincoln
as
County
well
process?
as Tennessee bourbon whiskey.
Wait, do you have proof of authenticity of that bottle
It's a
being
historical
real?
bottle. It is, yes.
Where
it's on the
is
internet,
that from?
Objection, Your Honor. If
Every
it's
word
on
that
the
he's thinking his
if it's on the
information.
internet, it just has to be true.
Yes, I'm a French
Thank
model.
you, Phil, for verifying
I'm
exactly
gonna look.
what I said.
It's on your Facebook
sure.
picture feed.
Yes.
That's not proof.
Oh, so basically everything that
Jerry,
Phil's
I
do
about
not
to say is
observe-
out.
No,
Jerry,
no.
40
Got it.
Wait, stop. I do not
Yeah.
allow that into evidence. That does not count because it's on a Facebook picture
It
feed.
literally says Jack Daniels Tennessee bourbon whiskey.
I could make that picture.
You could not make this picture that
Yes,
says
I could.
Tennessee bourbon whiskey.
I could make that picture with Japanese letters
Okay, so
underneath.
we're stacking the deck. Okay, that's fine.
That is not proof.
That is
Tony, are
That
these
is-
your chips? Or
No, these
No,
are
that
mine.
was
no, those are his.
did you fold or?
Tony,
I'm still in.
Tony,
gonna need
you
put
know-
2 and then 4 in.
Six.
No, I'm gonna fold.
real quick,
We still owe 2.
Still two.
Damn it.
I'm going to give Tony your first strike on bad faith because you know that's not proof.
Oh, okay. So we're just gonna.
Scott
okay,
Brendan?
no.
You
That's
know,
okay, go.
you know
This is
that it's not past the
Oh, is
mustard.
it?
I'll just-
Hey,
I expect more from you as an attorney.
Okay.
I expect more from you, sir.
That's your.
I expect
your-
more from
your
you as
bet.
a judge, but
disappointed.
that's fine.
My bet.
Oh,
That,
Your Honor, that is contempt of court.
sir, let that be between me and him. He's gotten his one warning to have acceptable documentation moving forward. He knows better.
On you.
You do not make that judgment for me. If you
Oh,
try to
so
make
you're
judgments for
labeling
me
Jack
moving
Daniels.
forward,
I'm simply pointing out, Your Honor.
you will be held in contempt if
I'm
you try to
simply
make
pointing
judgments
out
for
that he
me.
is disrespecting your court, Your Honor, and I won't have it.
I'm simply
All right.
pointing out that he's.
Can
kissing
we?
your ass.
Okay, can we now finally have an actual argument over the definition? Phil has put forward his definition. What is your rebuttal, sir?
My rebuttal?
He's given a very clear
I think I made
and
that.
distinct definition of what bourbon
Oh,
is.
you went after all of mine, huh?
I love how like nobody.
Oh,
That can't be
Hang on.
right. We almost
Hang
started
on,
the
hang
same
on,
money,
hang
no?
on.
Dude, I
Who's
did-
still in?
I had-
Like, is it just you two?
It's just me and Phil.
Okay, hang on. Yeah, let's.
I got the straight.
I was like, I still have the same cards. I think
No.
He's got trips.
I folded a long
Trips
time ago.
Over.
Straight.
Straight takes flood. Or yeah, straight takes trips.
Dude, seriously? Yeah. Sorry, bro.
I'd have stayed on trips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I probably would have too. Well, you didn't hit trips till the.
What? Okay, sorry. You again asked. What is my?
He gave a clear definition of
Do-
what
do
he
another 20,
feels
I'll bring it tomorrow.
is
gonna be here
Is
bourbon.
Okay.
Okay.
Put me in for another one.
What's your definition of bourbon?
It's really quite simple, Your Honor.
I'm so
The
plastic now.
federal standards of identity for distilled spirits, co-defined under 27.
Tony, for your benefit, are you guys paying attention?
Yes, I'm listening.
Because I need your vote
No,
on this.
kind is good enough. Kind is good.
I kind of need your vote on this.
No, kind is good enough.
No,
I'm not making the decision. You
So,
guys have to
You're-
vote on
Give me
this.
that shitty bourbon over there, that Elijah Craig.
Oh,
I'll drink
sorry.
it. If it's over
All right,
there.
throw the argument out because
Sorry about
goddamn.
that.
All right, look. The federal standards of identity for distilled spirits, co-defined under 27 CFR 5.22 B1I, states bourbon made for U.S. consumption must be, and I quote, produced in the United States and territories, including Puerto Rico and the District of Columbia, made from a grain mixture that is at least 51% corn, aged in new charred oak containers, distilled to no more than 160 U.S. proof, 80% ABV, entered into the container for aging at no more than 125 proof, 62.5 ABV, and bottled like other whiskeys at 80 proof or more, 40% ABV. That is the legal and defining definition of bourbon, which, Jack,
Objection, he left off a metric. You cannot add any coloring or flavoring to that by
Literally-
law. You cannot add it by law.
Stop,
So
sir.
your definition is wrong.
Sir, is that written in the actual law?
yes.
Can you
Wait.
provide the law
Coloring added
and
into
present that into evidence? And Phil, can you present
Objection, charred barrel
to
is
where
not
that
adding flavoring.
definition with the
You
extra?
Precisely.
You
Law.
added the product into a material.
Well, Trump
Is this federal or state law? Hold on.
That's not adding flavoring.
Excuse me.
Is this
Bourbon-
out of our jurisdiction?
Yeah.
the federal standards of identity for
Federal. Okay, this is United. Joe Biden's got a.
this is the federal standards for identity of distilled spirits. This is exactly what it is.
Oh God.
Phil can
Phil
add all the qualifiers he wants, but that's neither.
Phil,
here nor there.
unless you can find a qualifier showing the state law of Nebraska.
If I may
well,
finish,
Kentucky would be the most.
if I may finish,
Well, we're in Nebraska and we have to live by our
There is
current
more.
judicial,
We have to
like,
be with Kentucky.
Well, here is actually a law firm that actually takes on such things, that talks about the things
God,
that
is
can't
it
be
in
added
Tennessee?
to bourbon, Your Honor.
Is it in Tennessee?
please describe it to me.
Okay.
I'll trust you.
Oh God.
Basically, you can't include anything else. The only thing you can put into
What are
bourbon,
these?
and it still be bourbon, is pure water. With other whiskeys like Scotch, for example, you can add coloring and flavoring additives. That's prohibited in bourbon. The bourbon rule is you get your flavors from the yeast that you use in distillation, from the types of grains you use, and from the barrel, and that's it. That is federal law. It doesn't
Sounds
matter
like
what
we're
our
saying
state
the
says.
Same thing.
Who wrote that?
Who wrote that?
Phil K.O.E.
No, so you want me to get you specific? You want me to
Where are you reading that as a source? Because you were about to hand that to me as evidence.
Okay, this is from the book Bourbon Justice: How Whiskey Law. Excuse me.
Objection,
Excuse me.
You may eat
Bourbon
this.
Justice: How Whiskey Law Shaped America. So this is actually by Brian Hara, an attorney based in Louisville, Kentucky, and the author of this book.
Oh, that's
Okay. Okay.
That's cute.
So somebody that actually practices in law and is actually a historian on this.
Oh, historian.
Rebuttal.
More than you got.
Well, I don't know. It just sounded like he said a lot of words that actually.
And by the
didn't
way, it was really
accumulate to
nice when you
anything.
repeated my definition that I just said a little bit ago. It sounded a lot better when I said it, though.
Well, I mean, I'm just glad that I could verify what bourbon actually is, and you backed me up. So thanks for proving my
You
point.
didn't leave out the most important part, though, on purpose.
Even though
because
you
it undermines your
added that
case.
part because it didn't matter.
No, it's here in law. It's federal law.
Oh, but it's
you
not.
cannot
Okay.
add flavoring,
If I
which
may,
is what
Your
sugar
Honor.
charcoal
Your
making
Honor,
is.
this outrage is
Order!
ridiculous.
Order! Where in the law does it say that you cannot add flavoring? Where is the law?
Federal
Objection.
If you're wanting
hold on,
specific-
hold on.
Who the fuck are
Hear
you?
me out. No, hear me out.
Hey,
So
he
you
doesn't
guys
have your
hurry.
cards.
Hold on. Hear me
Hear
out.
me out.
He doesn't have
Did you
any.
hear me out? Okay. So a charred barrel is what you're brewing it in, right?
Where's the law?
So
Where's the law?
where's
I
the
don't
law?
care. I don't
Now,
care.
hold
Where's
on.
the law?
Where's the law?
Where is the
Between
law?
You brewing a bourbon in a copper barrel or a stainless steel barrel? Where's the law? That's not adding flavor when you're brewing something in an item.
That's exactly my point. Where is the law?
So it's not adding flavoring.
Where is
Technically, realistically, it
What
is not adding flavor
is-
if you're brewing something in
She's
that
making my penis
particular
hard.
item.
what is? Well, okay, the barrel does matter because it has to be new oak barrels, American oak barrels.
American.
So it,
For American.
That is very.
why does it have to be new though?
That is what's written
It's in the law.
in the law.
Who ripped the law?
The fucking-
I don't care.
Bourbon.
That's not my job. My job is to
You didn't get your
adjudicate
shit
the
set.
law.
Oh, he didn't
you
give
add
me
it
no.
or no?
The
I'm good.
law of the bourbon land.
I am the law. No.
Okay, where did we leave off?
I want to know where it says the charcoal's a problem.
So does it matter what type of wood?
No, it's white American oak.
Yeah,
barrels.
yeah, it's got to be new American.
New American white oak barrels.
Yes.
Agreed. And that's fine. Yes, it does have to be, new white American oak, and it's got to be,
And Jack Daniels meets that standard, right?
Of course it does. As does bourbon.
There we
Okay.
go.
Your Honor.
Phil
we
has
go.
something to say.
In 1964, the U.S. Congress recognized bourbon whiskey as a distinctive product of the United States and outlawed the rules of the spirit in Title 27 of the Code of Federal Regulations. So that is actually where, within the laws, Title 27 is where you actually find the specific codes of bourbon, and there you will actually find that no colorings, no additives by federal regulation can be added to bourbon whiskey. And using sugar, maple, charcoal, sugar being the very operant word, which Jack Daniels themselves says is added to change the flavor and mellow the
I
flavor.
love it.
That alone
Give me some.
removes it from the bourbon category.
Oh, it's on recording. I love it. Thank you.
So, Your Honor, he's not even taking this proceeding seriously anymore.
What's your argument that sugar is added through
Sugar,
the
charcoal, maple.
Phil's.
sugar, charcoal, maple is added through the filtration
Sorry, I just
process?
want to make sure.
All right, court is
I
in
really
session.
was annoyed by hearsay. Now
Koenation!
why?
Oh, the judge is back. You're honorable. You're honorable, please. Thank you.
Excuse me, Your Honor, are you calling? You
Everybody stand.
calling.
The Honorable Judge
We stood
Chicken
first.
Wapner.
Are you calling?
I'm buttoning my suit, though, bro.
I'm sorry it wasn't buttoned to begin with.
Maybe
Sit,
Please sit.
please be seated. Please be
I
seated.
sat last.
Okay, so where I left off in this, where I left off is Phil presented me some evidence of possible legal documentation I may need to double check on, but it seems legit that the filtration process in which that Jack Daniels goes through may violate the standards that are like the objectional truth to what stands for bourbon. What do you have to say about that? Put your hand down, sir. What do you have to say about that?
Your Honor,
If you, go ahead.
Who are you?
I'm Jeremy. I'm here to
This is, did you hear me?
did you hear me?
Did you hear me?
I'm here to
Yeah, I hear you.
Here's me.
I'm here to
know why you
stand for
don't
Tony
know.
motherfucking G. And Your Honor, you said filtration, which is hearsay. You said filtration, and that does not.
How is that hearsay? Do they not filtrate the liquid?
Your Honor, they're just
But,
being
sir,
argumentative
no.
because the
Objection.
Lincoln County charcoal filtration system.
Stop, stop.
By
Give
their
me-
own company, they say it's
Sir,
the filter.
Phil,
It's
Phil,
unbelievable.
please stop. Give me your argument. What's wrong with filtration? What's wrong with that word?
Your Honor, you said filtration, and Jack
Chicken
Daniels
one to you.
does filtrate their
Yes. Yes, they do.
whiskey in these barrels. And
So I said filtration, and they
filtration,
filtrate
which
it.
does not mean as a flavoring.
Just a moment. But specifically, he's arguing that
Filtration,
right,
not a
'cause
flavoring.
filtration-
right. He's arguing that additives
Chicken,
are
one
not
chip, two.
allowed for bourbon.
Sure.
Would you agree that filtration, which generally means pulling
Well,
things
I'm
out,
not the jury. They are. So don't
just,
ask me.
I'm just posing this question to the world.
And you're not an objective person anymore.
Right.
So these are the only jury
what I'm
members
posing
now.
this question
Alright,
is specifically what I am saying.
Question to you guys.
Specifically, what I am saying, Your Honor.
As a jury, you're supposed to just.
Your Honor. Your Honor. Specifically. Rudimentally.
You might break that.
Honest to godly. Without any questionability.
Sir, you
Does
are one
filtration-
second
Does
away.
filtration specifically add? Or does filtration remove? Because the last time I checked, filtration removes
Your Honor, it's still a change of the flavor.
after the fact.
I'm asking.
And it's
After the
against-
fact that
Yes.
it matters.
Objection.
Before it goes to the barrel.
We'll get jury
Before it goes to
questions
the
here in a
bottom.
second.
It can add.
Phil, rebuttal.
My rebuttal is by the company's own admission, they say that this is an alteration of the flavor. And they even say to make it more mellow. And by that own standard, no, company's own words are not hearsay when they release them to the public. Nice try. But no, by their own standard, they are saying they are changing the flavor fundamentally to a new product that did not exist before. They say it's to take something out, but the reality is when you put it through a charcoal filtration system, it undoubtedly and provably changes the flavor by their own admission. The company's own admission states this, Your Honor.
Hand me the Ezra
All right, we're gonna allow a couple questions from the jury because this is totally normal.
It's totally normal. Okay. My question.
Tony, are you? Hold on, please, jury. Let's make sure both.
I'm here for your questions, and I would love to hear it.
This is totally how every jury trial goes down.
I would love to hear it.
This is totally off the key, but hey, if somebody was to give me a vanilla ice cream cone, and then somebody else gives me one with chocolate and some marshmallow hints on it and tells me it's the same thing,
Right.
is it the same cone?
Of course
Absolutely not.
Of course not.
Because it's an additive.
Just like when you
Hold on, Phil.
filtration, it
The
doesn't
question
make
was directed at Tony.
I think it was directed. Was it directed at both of us, or was
It was directed at Tony straight up.
No, I mean,
But like,
Phil
so
knows what
if
he
you had a
does.
vanilla cone,
Who is he
and
in
then
your
you
counsel?
added-
He's a
if
professional
you added
witness
chocolate
that I
and
have brought on
marshmallows and some
stand.
nuts,
I'm his lawyer.
All right, who?
Exactly.
I'm
Is
sorry.
that a-
I'm sorry.
a
Juror,
vanilla
juror number one. Who is your question directed at currently?
my question is directed at Tony Godown.
Tony Godown. Do you understand?
Tony William Godown.
Yeah.
Tony William Godown.
Do you understand the question
If I
being
had
directed
a
towards
vanilla
you, sir?
cone, and then you wanted to add chocolate and some nuts and some marshmallow to it, will it still be a vanilla cone?
What it sounds to me that you're describing specifically is more closely resembling a Neapolitan experience. And look,
There's no strawberries in this, sir.
I didn't say there were. I'm not. Hey, look, I'm not here to assume anything because I wouldn't do that.
That's where you say objection, argumentative. Stop, God,
Look,
fuck.
Nuts specifically are.
jury, why should I
Nuts
have to
are
say
an
that?
additive.
You're not jury.
Nuts
You
are an additive.
obviously are his
These
fucking
guys,
counsel.
though, but look-
You're obviously his counsel.
I know,
Chicken.
but
But my question is,
I was already had my
is
hand
it
raised. I was
different? Is
waiting.
it a vanilla cone if you add marshmallows, nuts, and chocolate?
But is it a vanilla cone if you add a waffle cone to it?
Right. If we're changing the basis
Yes.
that it is,
Is
no,
it?
it's
Is
not.
it?
But the waffle
Is it
cone has a
vanilla
different
cone if you
flavor
add a
to it,
waffle
right?
cone to it?
It
So
does
when
than
you're
a
eating
sugar
your
cone,
vanilla
exactly.
with the waffle
Raisin
cone,
too.
it's a different
Well,
flavor, right?
Technically.
Exactly.
But
Technically
now you
three.
realize
Look,
that vanilla flavored ice cream is sitting
He was
on
small
a
blind, so he
waffle
raised
cone.
three.
He's right.
It's gonna taste different. Just like if you put a vanilla ice cream on just a regular cone.
So again, he is no longer
Whose are these?
part of the jury.
I just threw some in.
I
No,
I
just
threw.
raise
Hearsay.
I raised it 3.
No, he raised it.
I just threw like 4
That's
in.
not right.
I raised.
If
I raised
give
3.
you a vanilla
He's right.
cone and
He's
you took
right.
a piss on it,
Pause.
would it
Brendan was
Pause.
keeping track. Brendan's
Pause.
actually keeping track.
Pause on
Piss
everything.
in a
Fuck.
vanilla cone.
He raised
Oh my
3.
God.
There's only 4 right
We can't
there.
do 2
He
things
raised
at
3.
once.
Brendan's right.
So
I raised it 3.
there's 5. There should be 5 on that pile.
He's right.
There should be 5 on that pile. So
Okay, you sort those out. I'm a P.
4, 5.
I'm gonna
I don't
be-
know where the actual.
Come back with a good argument.
So hold
God
on.
damn it.
Hold on. So what I'm saying is, I'm
I
gonna
saw him put- I
filtrate.
saw him put 3 in.
So if I use most of your filtration,
Is that
for
a
water-
small blind and I
who
put
drinks
2 on top of
filtrated
it?
water? Who drinks filtrated water?
Hold on. Who are you, sir?
you're
Stop. Steve, you don't have to answer this.
Do with my vanilla
Hold
cone?
on.
Jesse's hating.
What
You
does that
guys,
have to do
as
with my
jur-
vanilla cone?
as
I
jury-
asked the jury.
Stop. Jury does not have to answer questions from counsel in any way, shape, or form. And how dare you, sir? I will disbar you.
I'm sorry.
You do not ask the jury questions. Not badgering the fucking goddamn jury.
I'm just sitting here, you pickle Rick bitch.
That's it. You're disbarred. You'll never work in my state again.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Disbarred. It took him literally minutes to pass that bar.
It is what it is. I get it.
Be told you're a cucumber.
Smooths itself out.
Get back. Tell you what I'll do. If I ever get back, I promise to refabricate you. Raging rivers of gold. That's what the brochure advertised. And now we're lost. We gotta take it down. Let you get slow. It's hard to survive. El Dorado. Oh, Lord. Well, let's see how that one went.
Yeah.